We got
you know it.
a winter ahead of us before we get there, and
Yeah.
some fall temperatures for real are here.
Yes, definitely. I mean, we got down into the 30s. A lot of us did early this morning. It was really cold. At the airport, of course, officially only 40 degrees. But man, El Reno got down to 32, and Kingfisher, we got down to 30 degrees. There were a lot of hometowns in northeast Oklahoma that got down in the upper 20s earlier this morning. And I think we're going to do it all over again tomorrow morning, but this time it should be colder for many of us. Now, the first time we usually see our first freeze is about November 4th. So this would be an early freeze for us, but not the earliest. The earliest that we've ever seen is back in 2012, and that happened on October 8th. And the latest that it ever happened was back in 1998 on December 8th. So again, if you have any outdoor plants that you want to make sure that they're going to be safe no matter what, even if it doesn't get down too cold, but just go ahead, use a cloth sheets, newspaper, just make sure you insulate those plants really well. And then, of course, unhook your water hose. There's all kinds of tips online that you can find to help protect all of your different plants. But most of us will be getting down to right around freezing, which is why we have that freeze warning across most of the state. The exception being far southwest Oklahoma, where temperatures should hover right around freezing, if not maybe a couple degrees above. It's a little cool out there right now, but it is beautiful. We've got sunny skies. This is our Norman regional camera, part of our Pike Pass SkyCam network. We're at 55 degrees. We've got a sustained wind out of the north at 14 miles an hour. Wind gust right now at 22. Temperatures have already dropped into the upper 40s, even some mid 40s now in the far northeast, but mid 50s across the central part of the state and upper 50s and low 60s across the far south, with a north wind between 10 to 20 miles an hour. A little lighter though in western Oklahoma. Well, that wind's going to be even lighter here overnight tonight, and that's going to allow for those temperatures to really settle down into the 30s. And we're not the only ones. You can see the freeze warning actually goes all the way through the Mississippi Valley. So it's going to be cold. We got a big trough just to the east, and this is going to continue to move to the north and east over the next couple of days. So temperatures recover pretty quickly over the next couple of days. We're going to be back in the 60s tomorrow. In fact, it looks like by Friday afternoon, temperatures back into the 80s, and the 80s will be with us this weekend. It's going to be another very warm one until we can get this next front to move in. Right now, the timing looks to be sometime Sunday night into Monday. That's when the next cold front moves in. It's going to bring a chance of rain and storms. In fact, it looks like a chance of rain and storms will linger through about Tuesday, and then behind that, it will be cooler, but not terribly cold. But tonight, though, a little different. 32 degrees in Oklahoma City is what we're shooting for, about 26 in Tulsa, 24 in Miami, and 32 in Enid, but 34 in Hobart and 35 tomorrow morning in Altus. Zooming in a little bit closer to the metro, 34 in Norman, 33 in Newcastle, 30 degrees tomorrow morning in El Reno, and 31 tomorrow morning in Piedmont. But tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be warm again, 64 in Oklahoma City. The low 70s across the southwest, but the mid and upper 70s in the northwest, and about 59 tomorrow afternoon in Salisaw. Thursday, that wind's going to be out of the north between 5 to 15, but it's still going to be pretty warm. We're going to be back in the upper 70s, and normally this time of year, highs should only be in the low 70s, so above average for sure. 79 in Ponca City, 79 in Clinton, and 80 degrees in both Altus and in Lawton. But by Friday afternoon, most of us will be into the 80s. 82 in Tulsa, 84 degrees in Ponca City, 83 in Woodward, and 85 Friday afternoon in Altus. As we get into the weekend, those mid-80s look to stay with us until we can get that next cold front to move in by Sunday night. That will bring a slight chance of rain and storms. Big difference in temperatures, dropping into the upper 60s by Monday. Another slight chance of storms on Tuesday, and behind that, we're going to be dropping back down into the 60s.